show. Thank you for hanging with us. We're a little tardy getting started, but of course here in the NWAC we've had a lot of games played today and a lot of things that shook out for our selection show here. So thank you for your patience. I'm Kirk Rowland. I'll be your host. This is Marco Azurdia. You all know him. He's the executive director of the NWAC. And boy, with all that snow, Marco, it's been quite a scramble trying to decide all of these matchups.
It's been crazy, and a lot of stuff has gone on, but it is what it is, and so you make a big a deal of it as you want. So here we are. Let's get to the show.
Let's do it. Let's get right to it. We're going to be talking with the #1 seeds from each region coming up, but let's check and see that whole bracket outside there and get things started here as we will start with our first bracket, and that is the #1 seed out of the East, the North Idaho Cardinals. What a season it's been for North Idaho. Unbelievable. This is such a talented team. Corey Simmons has put together a darn near an all-star squad. It's been unbelievable. Of course, we saw Raquan Evans last year, and he was so good, and boy, he came right back. Third in the NWAC, stealing it, can score it, can rebound it, great assist man. Old number 0 is one of the best in the conference.
Absolutely had a phenomenal year last year, great tournament, and has just built upon it and has really taken his game to another level.
Well, we have 3 players to watch in here, but let me tell you, this roster goes deep and wide. Nate Pryor, outstanding, can score, can dish. Alfonso Anderson, he's a double-double waiting to happen every night. Just so many weapons here by this North Idaho team. Signature wins, well, they pretty much beat everybody in the NWAC so far. Downing Walla a couple times, scoring 100 points each night, and a couple of high-scoring wins over Spokane. So they just did some damage in the East this year. They can just score, and they can score at will. I mean, when you're averaging over, I mean, it's just amazing what they've been able to do scoring the basketball.
They have the whole package, inside, outside, ball moves, good penetration, so they're just dangerous.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, if maybe you're having a tough shooting night, well, there's about 6 or 7 other guys that can light you up on any given night, so pick your poison. And right now it says question mark. It's left blank, question mark. Coach, I would suggest stay away from the macaroni at the salad bar prior to the game. That might be the question mark. This team is loaded, and they are really, really good. 16-0 in the East, the North Idaho Cardinals. So who gets this 10 a.m. deal? Well, the Clackamas Cougars. Guess what, Clackamas? Give it a shot. Why not? You never know in the NWAC. Of course, Coach Wegner, you know he's not going to back down from it. He's going to try to get his team prepared here. Let's look a little bit about what's going on with Clackamas here under Coach Wegner. A solid year, 10-6, and got out of the South Division there. Robert Ford's pretty good, just under 20 points a game. A good three-point shooter, rebounding, assist. He's one of the best in the NWAC South for sure, and he's really, really solid. Clay Sullivan, also a guy that can really shoot from long distance. A good couple of players. They've got some good wins this year. Beat Umpqua, that's an outstanding team. Beat Edmonds, also a solid squad. And, so looking at it, top 3 in threes made, attempts per game, and assists. So, and they can rebound the basketball too. So. Dangerous.
Yeah, I saw them play earlier in the year, and I was really impressed with number 20, Robert Ford. Just got the ball to people at the right spot at the right time, and I thought a very unselfish and a very, very good player.
Well, Coach Wegner, he doesn't have quite the depth that North Idaho does, so if they get in one of those little foul fests in there and you might lose a guy or get him into foul trouble, that's certainly not going to help. But, you know, Cliff Wegner's been in the NWAC long enough to know he's seen super teams go down before. And so that's why I'm sure he's probably a coach that's most equipped to maybe keep their team believing that they can pull off a big upset in the first round. So that's our first matchup here out of the East bracket, 10 a.m., North Idaho against Clackamas. Now the 8 a.m. game out of this bracket, the #2 seed from the North, the Edmonds Tritons. Edmonds, solid, 19-9 this year. They've got weapons. Drew McGoy, 18.7 points per game. He's very good at the free throw line. In fact, he's money there, 86%, and can rebound it a little bit. Sean Kirk, high scorer. He'll also work hard on the glass. Thomas Doyle, just under 3 steals a game. That's second in the NWAC, so he can play the angles and take it from you. They beat a really good South Puget Sound team. They've defeated that Clackamas team and also won up in Bellingham in a high-scoring affair. So this Edmonds team can put points on the board for sure. Volume shooters, it says right there. Listen, they're going to put it up.
Absolutely.
They're going to jack shots and try to get it done.
And you see with the 10 steals per game, that just leads to those field goal attempts.
Absolutely. And you know, it's just you can get that offense cranking up when you play that good D and get those steals, as Marco said. 31st in the NWAC, though, shooting 3 points. Volume shooters, got to make some at this level for sure. So dangerous team, the Edmonds Troutmans. And who are they going to play in that morning game? The Centralia Trailblazers. A solid team from Jason Moore this year, 9-5 in the West. Little bit of a struggle down the stretch, but boy, early in the year they were really playing great basketball. And Marcus Gilson, I believe this kid's already said he's going to go off to Central Washington next year. He's been really good, dynamic big, who can get up and down the floor, really good. 19.3 points per ball game and can rebound it. And LeBrandon Price, a good-looking guard, and you know, boy, he can get hot. I've seen him hit some threes for this squad. They've got a lot more players than just those two for sure. But they've beat some good teams. They beat that Edmonds team, so there you go, a little rematch there. Umpqua, Walla, Everett, Green River, those are all solid teams. So Centralia is definitely dangerous. They're out of Hub City, and as we mentioned, 6 wins against top 8 seeds. And they play defense. They get out on you a little bit. They've got a lot of steals that they get out on the floor, and really good. So you get to tournament time, you know, can you score? Can you get that done? But they're playing defense, and that's a really good team. The Centralia Trailblazers. So there's our first quadrant all put together. The morning brackets out of the north there, and of course the North Idaho team is the team that everybody's talking about these days, and we've got the head coach, Corey Simmons, with us. And Corey, congratulations on what has been an incredible year for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a fun year. Got a good group of kids playing hard, so we're excited to be a part of the NWAC tournament again and ready to try to see if we can keep it rolling a little bit.
Yeah, well, Coach, I mean, how did you put together such a great team? I mean, you've got just so many weapons, and I know you just unleash them, and you got a ton of guys that can score. How did it all come together this year?
You know, it's great. We just, you know, my assistant and I have some good relationships throughout the recruiting world, and you know, we've got a couple kickbacks with Alfonso Anderson that has been in the spirit school now, but he's a great kid, great player. We've just kind of been fortunate in the recruiting battle, and we got a great group of guys that are playing hard and they're playing well together.
Well, most of the schools in the NWAC, you know, it's a special night when you can score over 100 points, and for you, that's been like darn near every night. I guess you guys are surprised when you don't put triple figures up there. Pretty potent team, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting up and down the floor. You know, we try to get up and down and press and force turnovers and just kind of get out and run. And you know, we got some good athletes, so we just kind of try to coach as little as I can and just try to get them in the open court and make plays.
Yeah.
So that leads to points.
Yes, well, sometimes getting out of the way is the best way. You know, and on our slide we had up there, we said weakness.
You're breaking up on me.
On the slide we had up there, Coach, it said weakness. We didn't have one. So why don't you tell us, is there a weakness somewhere?
We have a lot of weaknesses. We have a lot of weaknesses. You know, what we work on every day is taking care of the basketball. We turn it over a little bit more than I'd like. A lot of that has to do with our transition. We get out and try to make plays in transition, and we turn it over quite a bit. And then, you know, we got to make shots. That's a big thing for us. You know, as the NWAC and facing the team that we're facing, they shoot the ball really well, and that's kind of what I would say is kind of one of our emphases. We got to be able to put the ball in the hole from the outside and shoot a little bit better.
All right. And just a quick comment on Clackamas.
You know, they're historically just a great team, one of the top teams in the NWAC every year. We've got a great coaching staff, great players. And like I said, they shoot the ball really well. So we got to make sure you get out and contest shots and rebound the basketball and kind of limit their possessions and their shot attempts. But yeah, we're excited for them. We know their staff really well. He does a great job, and they got a great team, another great team like they always do.
All right, well, Corey, congratulations on a dream year. Hopefully it continues into the NWAC tournament, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
All right. That's Corey Simmons of the North Idaho team, and boy, we're really looking forward to seeing this squad in the tournament. I haven't had a chance to see them yet, but you look at those numbers, and they are staggering. So there you go. We got our first quarter of the bracket all put together. So let's move on our NWAC selection show here tonight, and we've got, like the women, something that hasn't been decided yet down there in the South, and it'll be the Umpqua Lane game tomorrow. And the winner of that game is going to be the number 1. And, it's just crazy in the South with all that snow they've had down there this year.
Absolutely, and then for this to be the same on the women's side as it is for the men's side, that doesn't happen much. And as you said, the weather's just kind of played havoc with everything.
Yep, so they will play on a Monday, and that'll be a huge doubleheader, and that'll decide who's number 1. So let's go over these two teams. We'll start with Lane, and we'll see if they can come up with a region championship. This is another high-scoring squad here that Joe White's put together. Well, the guy that's got the coolest name in the NWAC for sure, Tariq Cool, and he is pretty cool. He could score a lot, 22.8 points per ball game. That's second in the NWAC, and just a great shooting percentage, darn near 50%, and not selfish. A lot of assists and a good rebounding player.
Absolutely. The full package does a lot of things really well at a high level.
Yeah, Cody Mathis, also a great shooter in the NWAC. Hey, and get it down low there, big fella. And boy, he's a rim protector, rebounder, scorer, really a good big man. Lucas Wilson, very good player, and he's also a guy. I tell you what, you can get to the bucket with Lane, though. You better watch out because someone's swooping in over there.
I saw them play early in the year, and they were very impressive to watch.
They've defeated Spokane. They defeated Walla over there in wine country, and also come up with a high-scoring win over Everett. So they've got some great wins this year. So top 3 in the NWAC: assists, turnovers, steals, and blocks. Oh, we've got some really good games maybe brewing in these brackets after this first round here. Really efficient team. So North Idaho and Lane, maybe. I'll tell you what, that would be a great game. But, of course, you got to get past that first round. But Lane, definitely a team that is in the mix. And we'll see if they're a region champ in their ball game tomorrow. Got to beat Umpqua because the Riverhawks this year, another solid team. Daniel Leeworthy's done a great job putting this squad together. Eric Klekas, high scorer, 97% free throw shooter. Are you kidding me? How many has he missed? 5? I don't know how many. I don't know. That's amazing. That's really good. That's Rick Barry-esque right there. And 6th in the NWAC shooting 3. So the guy has got it dialed in. Don't change his shot. He's pretty good. Connor Shaw, good solid player. Also good 3-point shooter as well. And 3rd in assists there. So he's a very solid player. John Morrill-Keeler, he is another one of the big guys that can protect the rim as well. They've defeated Spokane. They've defeated Lane, so they're looking for another big win over Lane tomorrow. And they also went to Salem, got a nice win over Chemeketa. So fundamental basketball. Field goal percentage, number 2. 4th in assists. 2nd in causing turnovers. And they don't foul a lot. So this is really a good team. Team shooting just 40% against this squad.
Well, and when you look at the numbers there and you see that they're 4th in assists and shooting 51%, that means the ball's moving. Those shots are coming off passes. It's not a lot of stuff on their own, which means everybody's engaged and everybody feels good about getting the ball.
Yeah, well, free throws haven't been a big factor for them. They don't take a lot of them, and so they're just going to put those shots up there and get after it. So Umpqua tomorrow. That's going to be a great Monday game to see who's 1 and who's 2 out of the South. So the winner of the game tomorrow, who are they going to play? They're going to take on the Wenatchee Valley Knights in the 2 o'clock game coming up on Thursday. The Wenatchee Valley team has got a high-scoring dude, Malik Parsons, 27.1 points per ball game. There's your scoring champ coming into the tournament, and he is really good, can shoot, can rebound. And again, what's been so impressive on a lot of these teams, men and women, Marco, is that you get these volume shooters and shooters that score a lot, but they also have a lot of assists.
Absolutely.
I think that's neat to see.
Well, you're sharing the ball, and you share the ball, you get it back. People want to share it, and it always is good for the team when everybody gets involved.
Absolutely. Nick Hopkins, solid guy, just under double-double categories there. They've had some good wins at Big Bend and Lynn Benton, and they make 10 threes a game. And that's just on 27 attempts. I mean, that's really good. That's 8 in the NWAC, and they get to the line a lot. Just the opposite of the last squad, 21 free throws per game, and so it's been fun over there in Wenatchee this year for basketball for sure. So I like this question mark. Malik Parsons, can he go all James Harden in the tournament? Well, he might. He just might. He's definitely a player to watch when we get this Sweet 16 underway on Thursday up there in Everett. So that's the 2 o'clock game. So high noon on Thursday. What's it going to be? Hey, the Green River Gators. A resurgence this year with Green River, and boy, do they have some outstanding players. This Kevin Baker kid is really good. I've seen him a couple of times this year. 21 point per game scorer, good shooter, good rebounder. I know he's a kid that ended up at Green River this year, and he's going to be getting some D1 looks for sure. He maybe already has a deal, I don't know, but I just know he's a really good player.
Well, you see he's close to a double-double, and that speaks tremendous volumes about his ability and his consistency night in and night out to lead Green River.
This Alex Summerfield kid is also a very interesting player, very tall guy who's a great three-point shooter out there. He's cut that shot, and it's lethal. Look out. And Mitch Wetmore has been a solid guy, too, at that guard position for Godfrey Drake, who's just really done a really good job up in Auburn this year. They beat South Puget Sound. Couldn't quite get them the other night in a game that might have given them a tie for that #1 spot, beat Edmonds this year. And it's just there's length there, especially with Baker and Summerfield. Those guys really are able to get out there, rebound it, and shoot it, and just good shooters and a long team. And it's tough to deal with. And so 33rd in turnovers per game while shooting 67% from the free throw line. Maybe an issue, tournament time, well, time will tell. All I know is if you're going to play Green River, you've got some issues. You've got some folks you got to deal with for sure. Who are the Gators going to play? The #3 team out of the north, the Peninsula Pirates against Green River. High noon up on Thursday. 500 team this year, but I'll tell you what, who cares? They're in the tournament. They're ready to go. Davian Harris-Williams, a high-scoring guy, good free throw shooter. Again, makes the extra pass. Eric Kelly, a solid guy as well. They've defeated Lower Columbia. They've defeated Bellevue up there in Bellevue. So they do have some signature wins. And pretty good defense. They're a top 10 defensive team since the beginning of league play. So it's kind of like their women's team, trending up and playing well at the right time.
Absolutely. That's what you want, I think, as a coach, is you want your team playing well as you progress in the season, get prepared to step into the tournament. And anytime your defense steps up and does well for you, that's a good sign.
There's a lot of coaches that would love a 73% free throw team. They're good. They got a lot of guys that you're going to have to dig deep to try to find the guy to foul in a close game at the end there. So, it's not a high-scoring team, but, hey, if they can get a few extra looks on the offense, get something going, Peninsula is a team you've got to take in account. So the South Region bracket is filled. We're halfway through, but now we're going to have a chance to talk to both of the coaches that will be playing tomorrow and then hopefully getting a South title. We'll start with Lane. We've got the head coach of the Lane Titans with us now, Joe White. Joe, how you doing? Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. I think Joe's. Hey, Joe, you with us, man? You're on live television.
Yeah, you're really breaking up on us.
Okay. Well, we'll try to get through the cell system down there. But, Joe, congratulations on a good year. Are you guys ready for tomorrow?
Okay. We'll try to get through the cell system down there. But, Joe, congratulations on a good year. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, Joe. I think we've got a big delay here, so I'll try to answer or ask the question and then shut up. Are you guys ready for tomorrow's big game?
Yeah, really right now that's our focus. We can't look past Umpqua and focus on the tournament until we take care of our task at hand tomorrow, which is big, really big for us.
Yeah, for sure. Now, it's been a fun team to watch this year, hasn't it, boy? You guys can score in bunches.
Well, I appreciate that. We have a very talented group of guys, a young group of guys that have really bought into, our vision. And, as the season progressed, we played better and better. And, our hope is that we can peak at the right time and continue to play well down the stretch.
All right. Well, we still have the unknown about tomorrow. Having a game on Monday leading in, I know a lot of these teams maybe they're worried that all these days off. Maybe this could help you getting ready for Thursday.
Yeah, we just have to deal with the cards that are dealt to us. With the weather, we obviously got the freakish storm that set us back several days. So we'll just continue to focus on our task at hand with a one-day-at-a-time mentality. And right now it's all about our big matchup tomorrow against Umpqua.
All right. Well, Joe, I'll let you go. Appreciate your time. Good luck on tomorrow, and we will see you Thursday at the Sweet 16. Thank you.
I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
All right. That is the head coach of the Lane Titans, Joe White. Now let's head on down to Roseburg down there, and we've got the head coach with us of the Umpqua team, Daniel Leeworthy. Daniel, congratulations. Been a great year for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be heading back to the playoffs. We had a big win today over PCC. So we're looking forward to tomorrow and heading to the playoffs on Wednesday.
All right. Well, we just talked to Coach White, and the same was with the coaches of Lane and Umpqua on the women's side. I guess you just can't really even think about this NWAC tournament until the game tomorrow, can you?
No, we've got the utmost respect for Lane, and we're preparing to have a good battle again with them. But it should be a fun game, and it's going to be really exciting for everyone.
Well, when you look at the brackets, and if you do win tomorrow, you've seen the teams that'll be on your side of the bracket there. What do you think? What's your take on what you've seen in the NWAC and where we're at heading into this Sweet 16?
Yeah, I think it's every team is really good in that side of the bracket. Green River had a great season, and Wenatchee's a talented team, and we're able to play really well down the stretch, and so it's going to be really exciting. We went to the Final Four a couple years back, and our theory and method is to take it one game at a time, and that's what we'll do this time.
All right. Well, what would they call it down under?
Pretty much the same thing.
Oh, I thought he was going to come up with some really cool little phrase or something. I don't know. You're Americanized. You're giving me all your Roseburg right now. I love it. That's great.
Yeah, I've coached too many places and lived here too long. Yeah. I don't know, but it'll be a bonanza, I suppose.
There you go. All right, I appreciate it. Well, Daniel, good luck tomorrow, and good luck on Thursday. We'll see you in Everett. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. The head coach of the Umpqua team, Daniel Leeworthy. So there we go. We're halfway through the men's selection show here on the NWAC selection show. Let's go to the West bracket. There they are, the South Puget Sound Clippers, the #1 team out of the West. Back-to-back West Region championships for Aaron Landon's ball club, and a lot of threes are going to go up with this squad. DeMonte Malloy, really solid scorer and a 41% three-point shooter, and he makes more shots than he misses, and he's really good. Hunter Sipe, also a long-distance marksman, and Kakoa Chapman, also a high-scoring guard who's really good. They've got a lot of guys. You know, that's kind of how they're built. Marco, a lot of threes out there, and they really do a good job to go and get rebounds off any misses. And, boy, on many nights, there's not a lot of misses.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they do a great job of getting after the boards, understanding long shots oftentimes lead to long rebounds, and they know where to go and get the ball.
Yeah, they play the angles really good. Signature wins at Everett. You know, top team out of the north there. They've won at Lane, two quality road places, so they're not intimidated about that. And they've defeated Walla and Green River. That big win the other night in overtime, which kind of decided some of the seeding out of the West region. So it's a drive and kick show. That's kind of what they do. You see that a lot in basketball now. They you know, play really good defense. It's that zone. They sit back in that zone and are really good at it. Long guys, and they only allow 70 points per ball game. So, you know, that zone is really, really effective for this Clipper team.
Absolutely, and not a lot of teams play it. So when they go up against it, they're not comfortable with it. And so we'll see what happens here in the tournament. People can make the adjustments to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, come tournament time, live by the sword, die by the sword. This team's made so many threes this year that I'm pretty sure they're going to go in with confidence up there at Everett. But on a night where maybe those aren't going, trouble, they'll have to grind and find some other way to try to get that done. But they will play defense. So South Puget Sound, the #1 team out of the West, they'll be taking on the #4 team from the north, the Whatcom Orcas. And this was pretty much just decided, well, that's kind of why we were tardy here today.
Yep, they just got in tonight. And so I'm sure they're excited and looking forward to the opportunity to play South Puget Sound.
Yeah, so they got it done today. They've got some good players. Tevin Bain, high-scoring guy who can hit the three, will rebound. Trezil Lane, also a very good player for the Whatcom team. They've had some solid wins in their division against Peninsula, and they defeated Walla and beat Green River. So they've got wins. It's a dangerous team, even though it might be a 500 team coming in. Dangerous. They can win. They're really good rebounding the basketball. Absolutely. Go and get it. There's a lot of coaches that would love to have you win this stat line. How about that?
No, that speaks volumes to their team on both ends, offense and the defensive end, in terms of rebounding.
Yep, and they just work it for good shots. And when you can rebound, good shots and rebound, you got a shot there. But a bit turnover prone, so that could be a problem there. But hey, Whatcom, they're ready to go. The NWAC tournament coming up here on Thursday, going up against that South Puget Sound team. Well, now in the West bracket, it'll be either Umpqua or Lane, and of course we've talked about both of those teams. We've talked to both of those coaches. We'll see Monday what happens there. Who are they going to play? The Spokane Sasquatch. How about this? That's going to be a good game. Boy, the East was good this year, and the Spokane is just a solid team. Jeremy has done another good job with this club. Diedrich Pakutis, a really good player. He averages over 16 a game, can hit the threes, decent rebounder, and J.R. Delgado, so very solid. They've got other players, too, that are really good on this team. I like this squad a lot. They've defeated Everett, Centralia, and Walla. Signature wins for sure. Good shooters. Fourth in the NWAC in free throws. Three-point percentage is also very good. And a good defensive team. They play hard. That's kind of how they're built over there. A lot of steals. And then they'll take it up the floor and pound you a little bit. And you know, they don't commit that many fouls. So I like them. But rebounding a little bit of an issue there. Hey, block out, man. Get those L's up here in practice this week.
Yeah, you know, rebounding is always key, and in a tournament, you know, a lot of times shots aren't falling and people got to go get those rebounds, and a lot of times it's that second shot that can really hurt teams.
Folks, Everett is where there's going to be a Bigfoot sighting on Thursday at the NWAC Sweet 16 as Spokane will be playing either Umpqua or Lane. So the West bracket is done now, and we're going to have a chance now to talk with the head coach of the South Puget Sound Clippers right now, Aaron Landon, with us live on the line. And Aaron, congratulations. Hey, another West title for you this year. A pretty fun year again, huh?
Yeah, it was a really special year. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. I'm carrying the same cell plan as everybody else. We had a good year and great win the other night. It was a really good night for us and a good night for you guys too down in Red Devil country. So it's a great way to end conference and on to the next.
Yeah, well, I was gonna thank you for that. You made us squirm a little bit with that overtime, but hey, got the job done and got yourself another title, and of course got Lower Columbia in. But Aaron, it's a unique team. The way that you guys can do that three-point thing, but just rebound and then play that defense all together. It's been kind of neat to watch that all come together, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we people talk about us shooting threes a lot, but the reality is our foundation is still, playing defense and rebounding. So that's what we're going to preach, and the live by the sword, die by the sword thing is a little riskier if you're not playing D, but we're just going to focus on how we can defend, and then if we're hitting threes, great, and then hopefully if not, we can still hang on to that defense and string stops and rebound the ball.
All right, well, have you seen Whatcom this year?
Not during the regular season. We actually scrimmaged them really, really early at a jamboree about the second week of October, and they're really good. We really like both of their post players. The Oliveri kid, who I think led the league in rebounding this year, and then Trezil Lane, who's maybe undersized in height, but just really, really strong. We know how good they are on the glass, and so it'll be a big challenge. I don't think seeding really matters that much in this tournament. Everybody's good, so just got to get ready for your opponent and play your best 40.
Boy, that is the good approach to take for sure on this. Hey, they're all excellent college basketball teams at this point, and of course South Puget Sound has been one of them, the West champs. Aaron, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and good luck on Thursday.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you up there.
All right, that's Aaron Landon, the head coach of the South Puget Sound Clippers. They've got that nice primetime 6 o'clock game. And so now, our final quarter, and the Everett Trojans have been solid again. Another championship up there for Mike Troutman, the head coach. And boy, Markeith Brown Jr. setting records up there at Everett. And I believe I saw where wasn't he? He's the all-time guy now up there.
Set that the other night.
He's good. 26 points per game. Second in the NWAC. A great three-point shooter. And again, another guy that's not, he scores a lot, but he's willing to give it up and get some assists. Magnus Jesperson, big fella. Hey, the big Euro. That guy is solid rebounder. He'll go in there, just a physical specimen for this Everett team.
Well, averaging a double-double.
Yeah, no, he's really good. And Torrey Odom, another really good guard who can score and rebound and share. Those are three really good players, and Everett's got a lot more than that for sure. They've defeated Green River. They've defeated Walla over there, Spokane at Edmonds. So they take on all comers and do a really good job with them. And just a good shooting team. I mean, gosh, look at those numbers.
Yeah, you make 12 a game. That's an amazing stat.
Absolutely, and just I know Coach has got to be happy with the assists too. I mean, they'll share it. It's outstanding, and they ran the table in the North. That's tough to do.
They did a great job in the North, and as you mentioned, the 18 assists, the ball's being shared, and everybody likes it.
All right, so stay away from those turnovers at home, and of course that home court there that can be great, can be put a little added pressure on you there, but we're really hoping that the Everett community will come out and get behind their team. So let's see, the Everett Trojans, who are they going to play? Uh-oh, the Lower Columbia Red Devils. A true road game for the Red Devils. And as we alluded to with Aaron Landon, Lower Columbia tied with Highline in the tiebreaker in the West. You go to whoever your record is against the #1 team. And when South Puget Sound got that and Lower Columbia split with them, well, that gave the birth to Lower Columbia. Mickey Polis, the head coach in his second year, and he's got a really good shooter in Seth Hall. Good outside shooter, great free throw shooter, and he's just a solid overall player. Samad Hector, a freshman who's been really good on the boards this year. Point-blank shooter. He likes to get right to the 10 and does a good job with it, and a good rebounder. And Bryson Ford, who's been mostly coming off the bench this year, a great big that can run the floor. But the Red Devils have a lot of other great options too. Signature wins, well, the biggest win was the one that got him in the tournament, and that was in Longview, the win over South Puget Sound that won that tiebreaker. They went down to Salem and came up with a win as well. So good rebounding team that really likes to base it on the inside game. Not a lot of shooters out there, but they do have a lot of guys that have quickness and can get to the board. A lot of slam dunks on the team this year with those bigs running the floor. And they play really good defense, and that translates well.
And they're going to need to play it at the tournament to have a shot.
Absolutely. Really one of the elite defenses in the NWAC. I know that makes Coach Polis very, very happy, and that can translate well in tournament time. But the shooting woes, that's just it. Seth Hall is the guy you key on. If they can get some other guys to hit some shots from the outside, that'll open things up a little bit for the Red Devils. But they've got a tough one. They got to take on that #1 team out of the North in their home gym. That'll be an 8 p.m. There's no reason why that shouldn't be a packed house in there. So Everett and Lower Columbia. Well, now the #2 team, they get the late night affair, the 10 o'clock. Jeff Rhineland's Walla Walla Warriors, the #2 team there. And again, he's got guys that can score, and Damon Thacker is one of them, over 22 points a game, 6th in the NWAC. Jake Albright, he can score. Talk about a great shooter, 63%.
Absolutely.
Kidding me. He's a double-double guy right there, and he's a shot blocker. He's 1st in the NWAC. So Forrest Smith, also a guy that's averaging over 16 points a game. Coach Rhineland loves to have his guys shoot, and hey, he's handing out licenses, and they get it done.
Absolutely. Coach Rhineland's done a great job for years running great offenses to get his players in the right spot at the right time to get the right shot. And once again, here's another team, 3 guys in double digits and high double digits, and their quality attempts and their good shooting shots.
Yeah, and shoot a lot of threes, make a lot of threes, and then play defense. Another team that can be in every game if they're playing defense, and they do a really good job there, and they just don't turn it over.
That's what's amazing about this team is they shoot lights out and they don't turn it over. And I think that all starts with Thacker. Does a great job at the point.
Yeah, for sure. And we mentioned this with the Clips, live or die by the 3. Well, hey, Jeff Rhineland lives a lot more than he dies with that approach there. So Walla Walla back in the tournament once again. And who are they going to play in that late night game? Chemeketa Storm out of Salem. There we go, a 2-3 seed here. And the Storm, they've got an 11-4 record in the South, so they've been really good. We're talking about Lane and Umpqua, but Chemeketa's been lurking right there.
Yeah, Coach Abderhalden has done a great job for years. They're always tough, and they don't beat themselves. They do a good job of doing the things they need to do to be good.
And Dave, congratulations, Mr. 300, got his 300th win there. Just a really solid, long-time coach in the NWAC. That's a great honor for him. They won in Eugene, and they won in Roseburg. So, this is about as solid a 3 seed as you can get in this tournament right here.
Yeah, they're a tough team, and to go on the road at both places to beat both those teams, that speaks a lot about them.
Well, they rebound. They just go get it. I love that. Spencer Rowland puts on his slide there. Glass Cleaners an 8.3 rebounding margin. That's top 5 in the NWAC right there, and they're just very, very efficient scoring the basketball. It says here, question mark, can they get ahead and can they stay ahead? They're making 6 threes a game, and so that's not their deal.
Yep, correct.
That's not their deal.
And credit to Coach Abderholm. He knows what their strength is, and they do it well.
Absolutely. So that's going to be a tremendous matchup coming up. The Chemeketa Storm going up against the Walla Warriors now. And so now out of this North bracket, we get a chance to talk with the head coach, the guy who led the Everett team to the title. And, of course, that is Mike Troutman. Mike, are you with us?
Yeah, how you doing, Kurt? How's it going?
It's going great. Congratulations on another league title and running the table. That's tough to do, isn't it? I know you appreciate that an awful lot, don't you?
Yeah, it's really tough to do. I was just happy, to win another region title, and our guys were excited about that. And we had a couple of games there to finish it off undefeated, and our guys really wanted to go for it. And so we just kept playing our style of basketball and playing as hard as we could. And we're lucky enough to get it done. So it's kind of a fun feeling. Something hasn't been done in our region since Highline did it back in '97, '98 when I was a player, actually. So it's been a long time ago.
All right, that's outstanding. And just talk about Markeith a little bit, and of course to have him, be right there as one of the greats. That's a good guy to have leading you, isn't it?
Yeah, Markeith is just a scorer. I mean, he can score from all 3 facets of the game. He shoots the 3 very well, as we all know. And this year, I think he really proved himself as a true scorer when he got to the line a lot and was able to make a bunch of free throws. And then he also finished inside. He's doing a really good job of getting it done, stopping in there, and making good decisions. And he passes the ball well, and he makes shots. And it's always nice to have a kid like that on your team, for sure.
All right. Well, what about your draw? Lower Columbia can play some defense. What are you thinking about that matchup?
Well, we didn't play them this year. We saw them early in the Red Devil Classic, of course. They looked like they usually do, nice and big and long and strong, and they slow it down and like to execute. And we like the speed to get up and shoot a lot of threes. So it'll be interesting to see what team could force their style on the other team. And Mickey does a great job, and he's a former alumni of his team, and I'm a former alumni of my team. And so it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to have him come up and get this thing going.
Boy, I love hearing that stat. I love it when NWAC players become NWAC coaches. And just about getting the people out there. Mike, you guys out on the street corner selling tickets, trying to get this place packed over there? Let's go.
Hey, you bet. We're getting a lot of support from the Everett Herald. They're doing a really good job we have a big article coming out in the paper Tuesday on Magnus and his journey from Denmark and that kind of thing. And we've been social media it and everything. So we're going to try and fill this thing up and get some butts in the seats. It'll be great.
All right. Outstanding. Well, congratulations on a special year. And we will see you Thursday up in your hometown.
All right. I'm looking forward to having everybody up here, and it's going to be a great tournament.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. That's Mike Troutman, the head coach of the Everett team. Well, there you go, Marco. We've got all the matchups set. We had the North and the West this year, South and the East, and I know this was the first time in several years that things kind of got changed up a little bit with the draw. What do you think, man? I mean, I know there's a clear favorite. We've gone over this. North Idaho has been unbelievable, but that's why they play the game.
Absolutely, and I think if you look and listen to the coaches, any given night, anything can happen, and that's what makes this exciting, the one-and-done format. You play your best game, the other team maybe struggles, and maybe you get them. So you never know, but, man, you look, North Idaho absolutely is the power, but I wouldn't look past some of those other seeds, especially some of those other ones and the other 2s and 3s, because I think some damage could be done.
Absolutely. So let's run down Thursday's menu again here tonight. The breakfast game will be the Centralia Blazers and the Edmonds Tritons at 10 a.m. Clackamas. They'll get the first chance to try to slay the giant. And North Idaho, Clackamas at 10 a.m. The noon game, Peninsula against the Green River Gators at 2 o'clock. Either Lane or Umpqua against Wenatchee Valley. The 4 o'clock game will be either Umpqua or Lane against Spokane. The 6 o'clock game, South Puget Town going up against Whatcom. The 8 o'clock game, we're hoping it's packed. Everett taking on Lower Columbia, and then the late game on Thursday, Walla Walla against Chemeketa. Well, I'll tell you what, thank you for being patient with us, folks. We were a little late. We, still had some business to do, putting slots and things in there, but we're sure glad that you stayed with us. Thanks to a lot of people. The NWAC office was outstanding. Allie Young, Spencer Rowland, Tracy Swisher, Donna Hayes, Justin Ford, who produced this here tonight. Great job. And Marco, thanks to you for giving me the privilege to host this. I love it. It's great. I love NWAC basketball. I can't wait till Thursday.
No, we're excited, and you thanked everybody and all the people up at Everett who's getting this ready to go. Tammy and the Snohomish Sports Commission, all these people just providing an opportunity for a quality championship event. And now it's up to the kids to make sure that's what happens, is that it's a quality event.
All right. Well, doubleheader tomorrow. Umpquan Lane, both men and women. That'll completely solidify it. And then, of course, the men take the floor first on Thursday. The Sweet 16, Elite 8 on Friday, and then the women take the court on the weekend. Sweet 16 on Saturday, Elite 8 on Sunday. So for Marco Wazurdia, this is Kirk Rowland. I hope you enjoyed it here tonight. Let's get ready for NWAC basketball. Have a great evening.